Hey, yo, welcome back to our second podcast with your hosts, Kane Baker.
That's very gangster that was, mate, weren't it? Hey!
I know,
What's up?
I wanted to spice up the intro a little.
Very spicy this week, mate. Hey, so spicy.
Add a bit of flavour to the podcast.
I know. And your colleague in crime, Darren Baker. And your gangster in crime.
Gangster in
What's
crime.
What's up?
How are you?
Good, mate. It's been a funny week this week, hasn't it?
It has been, because...
Been a real straight, because...
We've got a new little boy in our family, haven't we?
We have.
Not a human boy, a little canine boy.
Yeah. And a little Baker.
Yes, he's another little Baker boy. He's another part of the dbPT family. His name is Leo. He's a little cockapoo puppy.
We have a gym dog.
We do have a gym dog.
We're
also discussing getting a little t-shirt for him that says personal trainer on it. Is it a vest?
Yeah, it's
like
a little vest. Yeah.
So that'd be quite cool. But yeah, it's been a bit busy. We haven't got any podcasts out as much as we hoped.
It's been a busy week.
We've gone to a few times, but turns out the dog's a lot more demanding than we expected.
Leo has consumed our week.
He has.
He's been hilarious. I mean, in the studio, initially he stuck his nose around a corner, had a little look. Then he went in and realised the amount of fuss he gets when he goes in there. So when we open the door now, he's like a bolt of lightning, straight in there, getting cuddled by everyone. So yes, he is officially a gym dog.
He is our gym dog. But yeah, he's with us now. Is he in here?
He's somewhere, yeah. He's hanging out. He's just had his lunch.
He's doing his own thing.
That's a good point, actually. So,
there we go.
Yeah, we've placed Leo, because we're both nutrition coaches, we're quite passionate about food. Leo has gone on a raw food diet. So he's only 10 weeks old, and we've started him on chicken and tripe initially to see how that's quite mild on his gut. So we're starting him on chicken and tripe. He's on that for 3 days. He is then going to chicken and beef, and then to chicken and lamb, and that's a complete food
Juicy.
then for him. So yeah, we've decided that he's not having any human junk food snacks, no biscuits, crisps, chips, anything like that.
Like us humans.
Nor
today.
Well, the way I look at it, we have a choice. We're intelligent enough to, if we want pizza, we can have pizza. If we want a snack, we can have a snack. But our little dude Leo will only eat what we give him. Now, Cade and I we did work on a blog together on obesity. And disease in animals. We haven't released it. We'll have to do that at some point, mate.
It is still under construction. I tried to add a few bits to it, but it's not very pretty enough to publish yet. But we did do a little blog on it, just discussing about different foods and how they affect dogs in particular, how much exercise they get and the such. I want to ask you, have you ever actually had tripe before?
I have eaten tripe. I don't dislike many foods, but that's one food I did not like. It's the inner lining of a cow's stomach, and it literally tastes like it sounds. It does. Honestly, I was expecting it to moo at me while I was eating, but it was disgusting.
So, when you had it, did you have anything with it? Like, what was it? How was it prepared?
I think I was actually in France at the time.
Bloody French.
No, I know, but no, it was disgusting. So we did a blog on that. So we're interested in diseases and obesity in dogs. I think the number one thing people or vets are concerned with is obesity in dogs. And what Cade and I found is obesity and diseases is literally matching humans. So it's exactly the same things happen in animals as is in humans. Yeah, and we're quite certain it's linked to foods. So Leo is going on a raw food diet. So he's only eating raw meats, some vegetables. Basically, the vegetables, animals wouldn't naturally eat vegetables, but they do eat what's in the animal's gut. So when they actually hunt, they'll eat the vegetables that animal has consumed prior to Leo eating them. So a small amount of vegetables is good. So he's going to be eating meat, raw meat, and vegetables. Maybe a little bit of fruit. They do like certain fruit, obviously not grapes. Grapes is completely toxic to a dog.
Well, if you think of it this way, foods that grow on the ground, or vegetables and fruits, they're more accessible to dogs. If you think grapes grow on vines, dogs wouldn't be able to get to grapes normally. They'd be up on the I don't know where.
I'm sure Leo will.
He's pretty. he can jump quite high.
Yeah.
But things like carrots and potatoes, you think they just dig out the ground and nibble on.
Yeah.
in nature. They don't do it anymore, obviously, because
it's just they get them from the animal's gut. They don't really go to eat them, but they just live on meat. So raw meat. A couple of treats. We've got some training treats that are all single ingredient foods in a little treat as well. So he's only getting good quality food. We don't want him to have diseases. We want him to be healthy. And a shout out, actually, we found a company locally to where we are in Ipswich, and really helpful, lovely people with a good range of foods. Who are they called? They are Primal Raw.
Hold on.
We'll just search up. But a little shout out to them. We'll just look that up for you. I think it's Primal Raw, and they sell just lots of raw foods for dogs. Really helpful. So a little shout out to them. That was really good. So had Leo this week. It's just been very busy this week with him. So but it's been great. And we'll have to release that blog on diseases and obesity in dogs. You found it, have you?
Oh, Primal Raw Limited. You can go on their Facebook page. Actually, they have their own closed group.
Yeah, but Primal Raw anyway. They're in Ipswich. If you are local, very good company. Very passionate about what they do. But
I'll just say some of the stuff they have on their menu, just so you know. So they sell whole carcasses. So you can get horse neck, pheasant carcass, guinea fowl carcass, chicken backs, deer fleshy ribs. You know
tasty.
What I mean? Meaty rabbit bones.
We'll have to get some of them.
Just for us to eat.
Yeah.
Nice. Tasty. You can get a whole rabbit in fur. You can get a whole chicken in feather. A whole duck in feather.
Let me butt in there. I had something really good from one of our clients, actually, and he's quite passionate about this as well with his dogs. And he told me, rather than use a chemical wormer, if you feed your animal like a rabbit ear with a fur on or a rabbit carcass, apparently the fur will actually drag out the worms in the stomach. So you can actually deworm an animal with a furry carcass.
How does it deworm?
Well, it drags it out. I don't know how it works, but apparently the fur has an effect on it. And actually, as the fur passes through the body of the animal, it will drag the worms out with it.
Not when you put fairy liquid on the dirt and it brings the worms out.
That's a good analogy, I suppose. Haven't done that for a while. We should try that.
No, because we used to go fishing, didn't we? We did that to collect worms.
Yeah.
But deworm your dog with some rabbit fur.
Yeah. But anyway, shout out to them. Very good company. Just told them what dog we had, weight and breed, and they really good guidance. So he's had his first day of it, and it seems good on his gut. We wanted to wean him in slowly, but it seems really good. So when I say we'll have to release that blog, but it's very interesting. Diseases and obesity is just booming in animals, and it is really what we're feeding them. For the research, I remember when we studied this, Cade, it was, I think dogs are not meant to eat grains, and grains were introduced to dog food, I believe it was the Second World War, because there was a lack of meat.
They had to buff it out.
With grains, and grains is just not natural.
Which doesn't make sense, because obviously dogs are predators, and they'll eat birds, rabbits, and they've obviously eaten grains, birds have eaten grains. So they would have grains in their diet.
Well, I don't know how they get to grains. I've never seen a dog drive a combine harvester yet. Maybe, yeah. So it doesn't make... Let's say...
No, but you know what I mean, though. If a bird eats seeds, birds eat seeds.
Yeah.
If a dog eats a whole bird, then you'd get grains in his diet.
I suppose.
If you think about it, grains...
I don't know, but I know grains is not good for their gut. So it's not something they'd naturally consume, but... so that's been our week anyway. So, little Leo, gym dog, he's cool. He's doing good. Other than that, how about you, buddy? How was your week?
It's been good, man.
I was just thinking, we've taken a gym dog. Our business is open 94 hours a week. So, we're open for business 94 hours a week. Let's just chuck a dig. Let's just go and dig something. Let's just chuck a dog into the mix as well, on top of our 94 hours.
We know how to live life, don't we?
We do, yeah.
Make it complex.
Definitely. But hey, it's all good. Yes, how's your week, mate?
It's been good. Same old. Well, not actually, because we have a dog. But for me personally, it's been good because it's nice having another character around the house.
Oh, that was him then. Hey, Leo.
Just spoke to me. Hey, dude.
Well, it's the first opportunity we've had to have a dog. Cade, you've wanted a dog your whole life.
All
haven't
my
you?
life, yeah.
We've never been in a position
Because-
through running businesses.
Yeah.
We never had opportunity. But now, oh, hello. Say hi to everybody. Yeah, there you go.
Because all my life, from being a child, all my friends around me had dogs. I'd go around the houses and see the dog and be like, oh, this is so cool. Why don't I have one? Get home. Mum, Dad, can I get a dog? And they're like, no, son, you can't. So, cheers. But now...
We've never been here through running businesses
Yeah.
our whole life, so we've never had the opportunity. But now, Cade and I run this business from home. We're able to have a dog now. So, yeah, you can hear him in the background.
Barking at.
I think he's asking for attention. He's on barking at one of his toys, most probably.
Your bed's over there. Go down
Trying
to
to
bed.
abuse it. So, yeah, anyway, so... What should we talk about today then, buddy?
Well, we've been looking at arthritis. Because
We mentioned this, didn't we?
Obviously, you've had on our last podcast, we discussed about arthritis, and we know a few of our Is there a few of arthritis? Or I know
Yeah,
some
we
do.
dealt with it quite a bit, but
But we've done a little bit of research just to get some facts, and we'd like to talk about it today. Just what causes it, what it does, different types, because there's a lot of different types of arthritis, isn't there?
well, if we start, how this conversation started last week was through myself. My journey started through arthritis. Had arthritis, and I went to all the normal routes. Ended up having an MRI, and then got told, "Sorry, you have arthritis. Nothing we can do." So I left there thinking, "Well, there must be something I can do," and start to research it. And it became apparent very quickly that getting stronger was the most important thing I could do. And it makes sense because let's talk arthritis first of all. So I think there's about 100 types of arthritis.
There's quite a lot.
There's loads. But if we talk about the two well-known ones, osteoarthritis, and that's what I have.
So there's around 200
Is it really?
diseases and conditions that affect joints. So there's quite a lot of different ones.
So osteoarthritis is the most common. That occurs in the cartilage joint surface. So it's normally an isolated point. So osteoarthritis is quite commonly in the joints. And then the other common one, what most people know about, is rheumatoid arthritis. And that's actually an autoimmune disease. So it works a little bit differently to osteoarthritis. But that can target several joints at a time. So they're the two main ones that people know. But with both, becoming stronger is such a simple thing to do. It's a bone disease. But it's a bone issue. Obviously, rheumatoid's an autoimmune disease, but it affects the skeletal frame, and the skeletal frame is just that. It's a frame, and this is people that get arthritis. They think they can't do anything, and it become I did lots of research. It became apparent very quickly that there is something you can do, and it is get stronger.
Yeah.
Because the muscles bind the skeletal frame together. The skeletal frame is useless without the muscles. The muscles drive all the movement. So if we have arthritis in the joints, simply by making the muscles stronger, they then move the body better, taking the pressure off the joints. So simply getting stronger is one of the greatest solutions to arthritis.
So if you're someone who's never actually exercised and done any weight resistant exercises, you're most likely just a frame still. And muscle growth is just essential to this because, as Dad said, your body's just scaffold, and you need to buff it out with muscle for everything to work properly. Otherwise, you rely on your joints for everything. So,
This is the problem, I say, because if you're weak, the joints have more pressure placed on them. But if you think of the muscles as being like armour, so the muscles like armour, and they're actually protecting the joints. So when you get stronger, all the movement you make is via the muscles. The muscles are doing the work. So basically that's how my journey started. I realised that if I become stronger, that would take some of the pressure off my joints. And that's what I did. And it worked 100%. So getting stronger, obviously a big part. And we have clients that have had or have arthritis, and they think they can't do anything. They think that literally life's all over, and there's nothing they can do about it. They're just going to be in pain. And doing, my little saying of the week, is doing nothing is not an option.
Absolutely.
And it really isn't. It's not an option when it comes to arthritis. You can do something. So getting stronger, number one, most paramount. And that can be done through resistance training, again. And it's just a slow process. It's just come in, take your time, progress very, very slowly, let the muscles get stronger. As the muscles get stronger, that will take some of the pressure off the joints, and you will start feeling a whole goddamn better.
You're saying this, it makes sense when you say it. It's like everyone's like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. But everyone else just wants to plaster it. Doctors, they'll give you injections, pills, tablets. They don't look at the root of the problem. It's more just throw something on top and hope for the best. But what you said makes sense.
It's a good point, actually, Kay, because one of our clients has come to us. She has rheumatoid arthritis. She's had it bad for 15 years, and she's actually on immune system suppressants. And at no point has anyone really discussed her diet with her, looked at inflammatory foods that might be affecting it. No one has mentioned to her about the simple fact of getting stronger that can help. Nothing. All they've done is just give her drugs. So we've taken her on, and hopefully through what I've learned and through myself and other clients, we can get her in a good place. But no, it's a very good point. And so if we can get people off drugs and onto talking about that, I'm just thinking that there are certain supplements you can take as well.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
If we go back to my journey, what I did originally is I started resistance training to get stronger, and then I looked at what supplements could help my arthritis. And I get a little disclaimer here before we talk about this. Now, I'm not a doctor, dietitian, nor nutritionist. I can only call myself a nutrition coach.
You're a guinea pig on yourself,
I'm a guinea pig, that's right. But we do help lots and lots of people. But there are certain supplements that do work. There are the common ones, glucosamine and chondroitin. There are other ones that people won't know so much about, like Boswellia serrata is a really good one. Omega-3, a lot of people will know that. It's very good. It can help with arthritis. Vitamin D3, that should be taken with K2 if you're going to take it, because if you take vitamin D on its own, it can pull too much calcium out of the body. So if you take that with vitamin K2.
And black pepper, which helps.
You're talking about turmeric there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what Kay's referring to is turmeric or curcumin. Turmeric curry spice.
Curry. Fancy a curry.
Curcumin is the part of the turmeric that actually works. But you need to take it with black pepper, which is called bioperine, because it's not absorbed very well without black pepper. I swear by that. Curcumin with black pepper, bioperine, it's a fantastic anti-inflammatory. It's compared to working as well as ibuprofen, and it's completely natural. And another one I like is collagen, but when you take collagen, you want type 2 collagen. There's different types, so take type 2, which is better for the bones, where type 1 hydrolyzed is better for the nails and hair.
Hydrolyzes, I love that word.
Hydrolyzed.
Hydrolyzed. That's a good word.
But yeah, if you want a good research for supplements, I say I've just sort of listed a few there quickly. But if you want to do some research, then I will go to examine.com for them.
Oh. Right, okay, we're back. The dog peed on the floor.
Sorry for a little bit, not quite with it today, but yeah, the dog just pissed on the floor.
And Dad had to inject some
worm
into his mouth. So that's why we just
it all went wrong. It's very hard podcasting with a puppy.
Yeah. We had to obstruct the stairs as well. We went round the corner because he was yelping. He's at the top of the stairs with a slipper in his mouth.
Hey, that's all fun. Yeah, so back to arthritis. Yeah, so glucosamine and chondroitin, I can't say that. Boswellia serrata, omega-3, vitamin D3, and you can take that with K2, vitamin K2, collagen type 2, and then one of our favourites here is curcumin, turmeric, that you take with bioperine and black pepper. I say very good anti-inflammatory as well. So they're the little flex pack, or part of the flex pack that I created originally for my arthritis. So I started doing the weight training to get stronger, and then I created my what I call flex pack. And
Flex pack.
Flex pack.
Get yours today.
Yeah. And but again, to get some good research on this, go to www.examine.com. That's www.examine.com. Stop scooting your chair around.
Sorry, should I get closer to the microphone? Sorry.
I thought it was a dog shuffling his arse across the floor then.
No, it was me.
All right. Okay, so www.examine.com. Go there. You can look at all your supplementation there. It's a great website, lots of information.
Great website, full
Great
of juicy
website.
bits of information.
So now Leo's decided to chew on the power cable. Mate, you're going to end up with a shock from that one. Hey? Not a great idea. There's a learning curve to be had there, buddy. Not for you.
Gout, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, they're all factors that cause it. Can be from injury, abnormal metabolism, genetic makeup, infections, and immune system dysfunction. So a lot of this stuff is normally genetic. You might get it from your mum, dad, or granddad. Injury. So if you've had injury in the past and you're left with a weakness in the joint, this can also cause it. So we find that a lot of our clients, don't we? They've had accidents in the past where they've hurt their shoulder. So yeah, a few of our clients have got some arthritis problems, and that's the main reason we're talking about this, because we know a few of them listen to the podcast and we want to answer questions. So again, if any of you guys are listening to this now, make sure you tell us some things you want us to talk about. We'll research it and we'll discuss it.
Have you hooked Nanny and Grandad up yet?
No, I haven't spoken to them since our last podcast.
So we've still got 4 followers then.
Yeah, still 4.
If we get to 6, that'd be awesome.
That'd be really good, actually.
Yes.
Just sleeping. So yeah.
So what else has been going on this week? Let's have a think. What's been going on? What fun stuff's been going on for us?
Our life isn't that fun, but it's just the same thing.
We just spend our time helping everyone else, don't we?
We do, but we love it. You know, making other people happy is just how we live.
It's what we do.
It's what we do.
It's
It's
what we
our
do.
thing. Yeah.
It's our thing.
What should we talk about? Do you remember the brainstorm and green needle? Do you remember that?
Oh, is that the thing you showed me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that freaked me out.
Don't know if anyone else has heard this, but I'll play it on the podcast right now. Basically, there's a sound clip where I don't know what it is, but it says something. It's either brainstorm or green needle, but people hear it differently depending on their. What's he doing to my feet? Sorry, it's a Leo again. But the way your ears recept it is how you hear it. So basically, I'll play this now, and you tell me what you hear, and I'll tell you what I hear. What were you hearing?
It just told me to go and eat Nandos. I'm sure it did. It said, go eat Nandos.
What did you hear?
I heard green needle that time.
I heard brainstorm.
That's so weird, isn't it? It freaks me out. So
But
why
this-
is that?
this-
Explain why though, Cade. Well, I don't. It obviously works because we
Yeah.
hear different things, but why does it?
So
work?
I had to listen to this a good 100 times to get my head around it. But if you think about the words you want to hear, you hear it. So I was thinking about brainstorm then, so I heard brainstorm. If I think about green needle, I'll hear green needle. But how it...
I was obviously thinking about Nandos.
Yeah, so...
I just heard go get Nandos.
So I don't know the nitty-gritty science behind it, but it's something to do with wavelengths. It's the way your ear hears the sound clip. So it's played in a certain way, in a certain frequency, where it's very similar. They sound like completely different words, but they're very similar in their wavelengths. They're like the is it troughs, dips and troughs? In
The sound wave.
So they're very similar. They don't sound the same. They're completely different letters, but the actual way you say it.
So where can people go to listen to that themselves?
On YouTube, you can type in brainstorm green needle. You could type in Laurel and Yanni as well. It's another one. But I'll play it again on the podcast. And this time, if you heard brainstorm, think about green needle. If you heard green needle, think about brainstorm, and see if you can change what you hear. It took me a while to practice, but if you think about it, you can hear what it is.
That's so weird.
Did you hear green needle that time?
No, it told me go eat Nandos again.
Dude, what one are you listening to?
Yeah, the one that tells you to go eat Nandos. I just hear it all the time. It doesn't matter what happens. I just hear that.
Nandos.
Go eat Nandos.
Nandos.
Nandos. Everyone loves a cheeky Nandos.
So yeah, this come out earlier. What is it? Late last year or early this year? I can't remember, but it was big on the internet. Everyone was like, "Wow, this is crazy!" But it's really interesting that you can hear different things like that. It's quality because there's that thing as well with different sound frequencies of your age. Because there's ones for dogs, isn't there, as well? Because they can hear really high.
That's really weird you're
pitches
saying
we
that, 'cause
can't.
when people sound 53, I hear 26.
Really?
That's so strange.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
you're 53, 26. But yeah, no, that works for me. I like that.
Oh, Dad,
That's the
you're
way I
not that
perceive
old.
it.
You're not that old.
No, Nandos. I mean, the reason I like Nandos, I'm just thinking.
Back to Nandos.
Yeah, back to Nandos.
Nice.
I think my last cut for my 53rd. How many Nandos do you reckon I had going through the cut? I had a good 8, maybe more Nandos. So,
that was our thing pretty much every week.
Well,
It
I
was
like
cinema
Nandos. When I'm actually cutting, I like Nandos because I know what's on my plate. I have chicken and I have chips, and I can work that in with my calories for the day, and I enjoy it. It keeps me in my diet. So you go to some restaurants and you get a plate full of food, don't you? And you don't know what's on there. It can be
Yeah, that's true.
butters and
There's
oils.
sauces,
Yeah.
oils.
It's very hard to control when you're on a diet.
No, if you have a big roast chicken and chips, I mean, it's not hard to identify,
Well, it
is
is.
it?
Well, I know that my half chicken and chips is 1,000 calories, so I have to allocate that to my Nandos. And I will fast all day just so I can have a cheeky Nando.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I get cut eating Nandos all the way through the diet. So it's not what you eat, it's how much you eat. So it's definitely a good idea if you want to lose weight. You can eat the food you love. Just stay inside your calories and you will lose weight. So Nando's, yeah, it's a big part of my cut. I love it. It keeps me happy.
But then a lot of people, I know some people don't like Nando's. And I don't see why, but a lot of people would rather go Frankie and Benny's, other places for like pizza, meatballs and stuff. But they wouldn't want chicken because it's just chicken. It's too basic. I can have that at home, people say to me. It's not the same.
Maybe they're ugly. Good-looking people go to Nando's.
That is true.
Yeah, you want to see good-looking people.
Every time you go Nando's, there's a bunch of sexy people in there.
That's right. So maybe they're just not good-looking enough.
Could be the reason.
Yeah, I reckon we're pushing people to Nando's now. Actually, we've got 4 followers, so Nando's has just got 4 new customers.
So Nando's, if you want to sponsor us,
Yeah, if you want to sponsor 4 customers.
yeah, we can get you some more dollar.
Yeah,
Dollar.
we'll take a extra portion of chips. We'll do us.
I'll have a loyalty card for like a roast chicken or whatever. Do we have one? Did we at one point? It was
So
like you can get a full.
Yeah, we still do have that.
Oh,
It's only because we eat at Nando's so much.
we do. I mean, the manager, he loves us, doesn't he? We used to give us free stuff.
Yeah.
We're there so much.
Yeah.
Like, hi guys, here's a free little starter
Yeah.
for you. It was like, oh, cheers, dude.
Yeah, thanks for that.
We
Yeah.
made friends on the manager.
You spent £10,000 during the last 3 months.
Oh dear, it's not good.
No, but no, Nando's, I say I do. That's, on the cut, I say you ate Nando's for the first 2 months of the cut. The 3rd month, maybe, I'll drop that out and drop a few other little things out. But I tend to keep eating Nando's right through the cut. It keeps me happy, keeps me in the game, and I do enjoy Nando's.
Do you know what grinds my gears?
Boys?
In what way? Like grind gears doesn't mean make you angry?
Yeah, I
Or
reckon.
what gets me started? what grinds my gears? No, what makes me angry, infuriated, is when you... Well, no, I think it's a natural human thing. As soon as you say the word diet, people just immediately think of celery sticks and carrots. Don't know about you, but...
It's common.
But people forget that a diet is just the basis of what you eat on a daily basis, what you eat. But when you say diet, people think a diet means you have to eat nothing but vegetables. Do you know what I mean?
You can be on a fat gain diet. Diet just means a way of eating.
Exactly,
is all it means. But no, if you think a diet is carrot sticks and celery, well, good luck with that. You'll last a few days and you'll just go blazing nuts. Just doesn't work. But no, it definitely isn't. It definitely isn't. As you know, part of our diet program, we tell our clients to have a little treat every day, just to keep them in the game. But again, it's all about calories. It's energy in versus energy out. And as long as you stay within your calorie goal for the day, you will lose weight. Can be a little bit more complex than that sometimes if someone's been under eating for a long period of time. It's not quite as easy as that because of metabolic adaptation. The body will adapt to survive on very low calories. And just looking for the doggies over there, mate.
Hunt for the dog. It's 24/7. You're always looking for the dog.
Yeah. So yeah, if you've been under eating for a long period of time, your body can adapt and survive on a very small amount of calories.
Carrots.
Small
amount of carrots.
So I think currently we have quite a few people we're helping. We're helping them to lose weight by getting them to eat more, which sounds ridiculous, but we get good results with that. So to explain that, what commonly happens to us, we've got a lot of clients that try to lose weight, lost so much weight, but then stayed on the diet for a long period of time. We can be talking years. So they keep thinking the less they eat, the more chance they have of losing weight. When the metabolism slows so much, you literally can survive on a small amount of calories in a day. And your metabolism slows so much that if your body's, say, surviving on 800, 1,000 calories a day, when you do overconsume, you might be really good under eating a week, and then you get to the weekend or you go on holiday. If you're consuming 1,600 calories, of course, that has an effect on the body. So your body adapts to eating lesser calories, which isn't good. So when it comes to losing weight, I mean, the truth is you can be overweight and eating hardly anything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
say... It's how your body learns to adapt to what you give it. Your body is just its own running environment. It will adapt to whatever you put in it and the calories that you stay at. If you're on a low calories, it will learn to run on low calories. That's how the body works. It adapts to anything. The
body's very intelligent. I think I read a study, there's a tribe that live on, they're very active, they hunt and forage, climb trees, do all the hunting, and they survive on 800 calories a day, and their body's adapted. They're quite healthy, and the body's adapted to survive on 800 calories a day because that's all they need. So the body's adapted to it. So under eating long term, your body adapts to it, which could be a good thing. It could be a good thing, not in the right environment, surviving on a small amount of food. If you're on an island, it's better you survive on 800 calories than having to survive on 3,000 calories.
Exactly.
But in this day and age, it doesn't work like that, does it? All the commercial food out there and all the calories, you might be undereat, but as soon as you do overeat, which is quite easy, that can go straight back to body fat again.
Which is weird to think, because obviously compared to maybe our ancestors who literally had to jump out of a bush and spear their food, their Nandos, you think they would burn a lot more calories, and they would, because all the hunting, they'd be very active in the day. Or as a lot of people today would just walk to the shop, not even that, they might order something out, and they haven't spent any calories getting it, but they're putting calories on. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't think you'd need any more. They're living on 800. You think they'd burn a lot more from actually catching the food. And
yeah, it does. It has a great effect. You think, like you say, back then, biologically, we are meant to go without food for a period of time. And I strongly believe that. Biologically, we haven't changed for a long time. Now, when the snows came, you couldn't get out of your hut, out of your cave, wherever you were. You might have to go days. Sorry,
you'd have insects and stuff in your cave, wouldn't you?
Well,
that'd be a little Freddo bar. Be a little cricket instead.
A little cricket bar. But you could go. You would go days without eating anything, and then if you actually hunted down a wild boar, something like that, then you would gorge on it and you'd feast on it. So biologically, that really is how we should eat. We should feast and then go days without eating anything.
Yeah, because there is no way of preserving food
exactly
back then as well. So as soon as you get something, you eat it straight away. If you killed a pig, you knew that would go off. That would become bad meat within a day or so. So because obviously all the elements out there, other animals and insects. So as soon as you hunt that pig down, you just eat it straight away. So there's no way of snacking throughout the day. Essentially, you'd have your big meal, hunt for your next one.
Yeah, and you'd have to. If you ate that meal, you'd mostly put some body fat on, but you'd need it back then because that's your storage. You need that secondary energy storage to see you through those days when there weren't any food. Unfortunately today that never happens. I mean, hunting and foraging now is jumping in a car and driving to a superstore. In fact, it's not even that. I mean, you can sit on your chair in the front room watching Netflix, pick your phone up, click an app and order food directly to your door, and then you can get one of the children to get up and collect it from the door, so you haven't even got to move. So it has changed a lot, and it that does it is part of why there is such an obesity problem at the moment. So yeah, we don't actually. I mean, I've been an advocate of fasting for a long time for all the great effects it has on the body. But yeah, biologically, when we are meant to go a period of time without eating, definitely, and we just don't stop eating now. So
snacking. I know you said that it doesn't matter when you eat in the day as long as you do eat. I think snacking's become such a small part of people's days that it racks up the calories. Like they'd stop for 5 minutes, have a chocolate bar, stop again. But you think about it, back to your lion analogy. I remember you telling me this quite a while ago. But before the lion hunts a gazelle, he's not going to have a little nibble on something. You know, he's going to have his gazelle and wait for days. You can spend days to find his next gazelle. He doesn't start nibbling on little snacks and bits in between. It's not natural. You remember you telling me
difficult.
About that.
I mean,
yeah,
food is it's a pleasure. You know, it's pleasurable, but the body doesn't know that. To the body, it's just a fuel source, and it is very emotional. I mean, most people that are overweight that we deal with, it's linked to emotions more than anything else. So if you're sad, you eat. If you're happy, you eat and drink. So it's just getting that control back over food again. So so I mean, let's continue that. So fasting, not eating, is definitely not going to hurt you. It's quite good for the body.
not all the time, but
yeah, it's just a moment in time. Intermittent fasting. So if you are interested, you can always go to our website and click on our blog where we blogged about intermittent fasting. You can read about it there. But yeah, so back to under eating. So if you're under eating for a long period of time, the body adapts to that small amount of food, and you're surviving on 800 calories a day. I'm using 800 example, but you're consuming 800. Your body's surviving on 800, and you don't lose weight. As soon as you consume more, then that goes to body fat again. So what we have to do with our clients is we have to slowly get them to eat more food. The metabolism starts to speed up, and then their body will start allowing them to burn fat again and start to lose weight. So when you tell someone to lose weight, they have to eat more. The first instinct to them is they just freak out. They just absolutely freak out.
It makes no sense. If you're not educated on it, it's like, it makes no sense. Eat more and lose weight. It's like, it doesn't make sense.
We see it all the time here, don't we? So,
Yeah,
so no, good point. So yeah, food, very easy. A long time ago we used to hunt and forage, lots of movement. Now we don't do that. We just click a button on our phone, food's delivered to the door. And it's easy to overconsume calories. The example I use a lot is if you go to Costa Coffee and you order a carrot cake and a caramel latte, you could be looking up to 700 calories. Now, a small woman, calories, that can be a half to third of their calories for the day, just in a carrot cake and a cup of coffee. So you eat your carrot cake, you have a cup of coffee, then you go and meet your buddies for lunch afterwards. And that's what people don't realise, is how calorific junk foods are.
Because the coffee and cake before are so insignificant in a day, it's just something you do. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people who work in offices, they pop down to the Costa, have a cake and a coffee. It's so insignificant, it's so not thought about. When you look at it, it's a lot of calories.
That's a lot of calories.
That's a lot of calories.
Especially if you're on a diet. I mean, if you're in a calorie deficit. But, we were saying again this week that, eating food does have a consequence. You can't just eat without consequence. It does. You can't do that. If we could eat what we wanted, then that would be awesome, but we just can't. There has to be control. And because of the lovely foods, tasty foods are made to be tasty, available to us, it's very, very easy to consume calories. And that's what we find through our business. People don't understand how calorific foods are, simple foods. Even nuts are nutritious, but you can't just eat a bag of nuts. I think a small bag of almonds can be nearly 500 calories.
Yeah.
So a lot of calories in foods. So if we talk about, we just sort of underline that because we've gone over a few topics. So diet and losing weight, we'll give you a few little tips there. So look out for calorific foods. In fact, most of our clients, when we change their diet, we have our way of doing things. And so many of our clients come up to us and they say, look, I can't eat the amount of food you're telling me to eat. Yet they're losing weight. Week on week, they're losing weight, complaining that they can't eat the amount of food that we tell them to eat. Well, simply, why is that? It's because we've changed their diet, that we've taken out these calorific foods and put in good, nutritious, single ingredient foods.
And again, back to this body adaptation. Your body's used to these foods, and as soon as you change the diet, the body's like, "What the hell is going on? I'm going to start shedding weight."
Yeah, well, it does have an effect.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to lose weight, it's about calories. It's not about the food itself, but the food itself does have an effect. So if you've been eating junk food, lots of sugar for a long time, and then you go to lots of vegetables and change to a more nutritious diet, then yeah, you are going to feel better. Your hair might be better, your complexion might be better. So it does have an effect, but when it comes to weight loss, it is all about the calories. So
that's all right. Sorry to interrupt you.
yeah.
So not a good part about eating healthy as such. Did you feel good? Like the amount of people, as you said earlier to me, it's like they think they need to feel like crap day in, day out. That's why they eat crappy food. But when you actually have a good meal, just meat, veg, whatever, you just feel good. I know when we eat at evenings, I just feel great afterwards. Because there's a point a few years back when I used to go to restaurants and I'd eat and then just feel terrible afterwards. My gut just wasn't used to these sauces, these oils, and it really messed me up. And I just learnt that eating food from home was much nicer. Just having a chicken breast, broccoli, sugar snap peas and asparagus made me feel good instead of having a sloppy burger. And the idea behind burgers, that's the best part about it. The idea behind a pizza and a curry is the best part. As soon as you eat it, it's like, in my mind, this was a lot nicer. But when you actually eat it, it's like, oh.
That's the power of marketing to an extent, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Think about McDonald's and Burger King. I'm not going to lie. I see the advertisements of them grilling, like these flame grilled burgers on the advert, cheese dripping out the side, gherkins, lettuce, tomatoes, nice sesame buns. And you go there, it's just a bit of shit in a box.
I don't think of that. I think of the horrible mucky burgers and the spotty kid serving them to me.
Well, yeah. But you know what I mean, though. You're right. It is the power of advertising. It's borderline false advertising because what you're given. Because obviously, I'm at the age now. I'm 18 years old. I'm going out with my friends. Sometimes we'll come out to the nightclub and go get a little McDonald's because we're hungry. I don't know, 11 o'clock, and we go there and I have it, and it's just crazy how they advertise these burgers, and they're completely different to what you get inside. And it's very false. And it's, you know, when you have these foods, the idea of them is nicer than actually having them. And when you're on a diet and you're trapped into this, and you actually have the burger or you have the pizza, you feel bad about it afterwards, most definitely, because we've had a few clients that have been drinking a lot, and we've told them, look, take 2 weeks without alcohol and you know, see, just to prove you're not an alcoholic. And they do it. And I think one of them recently come back to me and said, went out last night with my mate, had a drink, I didn't enjoy it. Just didn't enjoy it. And it just shows that when you get used to something so much, when you eat so much of it, it becomes the norm. As soon as you take that away and come back to it, your body's not adapted to it anymore, and you realise how bad it is for you, how it makes you feel. That the pint that you have every night, you know, it's just like, why was I doing that?
Well, it gets beyond enjoyment. I mean, you know, we're certainly not anti-alcohol. We've done a lot of study on alcohol as well, and
it's for the sake of doing it.
Then let's cover that topic, because that's a big topic for a lot of people. So we've done the study on alcohol. We do both drink alcohol. We don't drink a lot. To me, alcohol is a pleasure I look forward to on a Friday night. So we're on a Friday night. I share a bottle of wine. Used to be between me and my wife. Then he turned 18, and it doesn't go as far anymore. So we share a bottle between the three of us. So I look forward to the Friday night having wine. But you do get to a stage where you drink it every night, just because you think you have to. It just becomes, you get in from work. Typically, people come home from work and they're like, you know, I'm very tired. I'm so tired. But they've been sitting all day behind a computer, so they're mentally tired, not physically tired.
Yeah.
So they get in, they've been sitting all day, they're mentally tired. Because they're so tired, they then sit all night. So there's actually no movement at all. And as they get in, because they're so tired, they've had a hard day, then they open up the alcohol and just start drinking it because they feel they have to. And the truth is, you don't have to. You know, you're in control. And as Kate's mentioned, we've been dealing with this a long time. We're not anti-alcohol, but when our clients are drinking every night, normally business people, I appreciate, I've been a businessman, I know that most people get to a stage where you do drink too much. It's just good to control it again. just get it under control. It's the same with your food. It's the same with alcohol. But through our study in alcohol, what I tell my clients is a small amount, a little glass of wine every night can actually make you live longer. It can be good, but it is a toxin. It is a toxin. So there is a line to be had. A small amount can make you live longer. Too much is going to kill you. So there is a line. But if you are drinking every night, if you find that you coming in every night and you have to have a drink, then what we do with our clients is we say, don't tell us you can stop.
Do it, prove it.
You need to prove it
yourself that you can stop. Because it's all right saying, oh yeah, I don't need to have that. You do. Every night you depend on it.
That's it. So prove it.
Yeah.
Actually stop taking it. And we say 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks, no alcohol. 2 weeks, as Kate alluded to. It's we find our clients come back and they're just so much more okay with not drinking it all week. And it's exactly the same with our diet program. At the end of it, people with their food. We have a little saying is a lot of our clients have had different eating disorders. It's quite common. And the little saying they have is food is now their bitch. Food doesn't own them anymore. They own it. It's their bitch. And that's the same with alcohol. You get control. So for us as a family, we do enjoy a little bottle of wine on a Friday night, don't we? We look forward to it. But we don't drink in a week. We may have a bottle on a Friday. We may sometimes have a bottle on a Saturday. And then Cade might go out with his mates and get absolutely pissed out of his head.
But I'm good 90% of the time.
Yeah.
No.
At you're 18, you've got to have fun, buddy. That's what it's all about. But
exactly.
So yeah, alcohol, small amount, okay. Too much can kill you. It's more about what's the word? How I can't think of the word now.
Let me just get on my dictionary.
Yeah.
What word are you looking for? Describe it. Come on.
I'm just trying to think that you're committed to it.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Committance.
We're just going through a whole list of things here. Yeah. I can't think of the word.
Just scrap it.
You
think you hit the nail on the head earlier when you said about getting in from work, mentally stressed, mentally tired and having a drink. You've hit the nail on the head where everyone goes wrong. A lot of people go, my diet is good. I have a good balanced diet. But they're still, as you said, getting in. Obviously, they've eaten throughout the day. They get in from work without exercising at all, essentially. And then they have the drink. And it puts on the calories, but they've not, and it goes on from there. So your diet might be good, but there's several different components and factors in your life. Stress, for example. We've had clients that are stressed and they've not lost weight. Sorry. There's several different factors that change weight because your body goes into survival mode. When your body's under attack, whether it be stress, injury, your body's just grabbing hold of all of the fat it can, all of its insides, because it's scared for itself. Obviously, your stomach can't see; it doesn't have eyes. Your body just controls everything. So as soon as something goes wrong at work, a death in the family, it's just something stressful, then your body does go into survival mode. It does grab hold of everything. So you've had clients before that have, I'm following the diet, I'm not losing weight. As soon as you solve several factors in the life, like at work, doing less hours at work, family commitments, suddenly that weight starts to drop off because it's not always about what you eat. There are several factors to it.
Okay, so underline that. We'll go on to that stress. What I was trying to think of before I completely lost train of thought was addictive nature. Addictive nature. So if you have an addictive nature, then drinking alcohol is a problem. If you have an addictive nature, then it's good to keep these things out. So maybe balance it. If you do have an addictive nature, then you are going to become addicted to whatever you start. If it's smoking, drinking, alcohol. So stress on the body. Yeah, stress affects the body in many ways. So it doesn't matter if it's physical stress or mental stress. We've had clients that have been following their food program and not losing weight. So we try to figure out what's going on, and it has numerous times come down to stress. So it could be stress from work. As Kay said, something wrong with the family, something emotional, and of course for us. These people are not losing weight, so what do? They get stressed about not losing weight. It just adds another stressor. So we have to limit those stressors. So we try and work with them to see if we can help them with any issues in their life, that we can reduce those stresses. And even so, it might be stopping the diet, for example, because we don't want to add, if they've got other stressors, we don't want them on the diet. So we might stop the diet and bring them back to it on a later date when those stressors are gone. So, yeah, if you're stressed on the outside, the body stresses on the inside, and it holds on to the body fat. It just wants to hold on to the fat because it thinks something's going wrong. It just doesn't like it. It thinks something's wrong, so it holds the fat, trying to protect you. So, yeah, stress has a big effect on diet as well.
Cool. Right, so I think we'll call it there for our second podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And we'll talk another time on a third podcast.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's got any questions, send through. We'll keep chatting.
Absolutely.
Sorry it's been a bit erratic today, but we've had the puppy. It's our first week. It's been running around our feet and peeing in the kitchen, and it's just been fun and game today. So I've been a little bit focused on other things as well as we're talking. So I do apologise for that. But yeah, if you have any questions, you're listening, come to us. We can talk about subjects. If you want more information on arthritis and my journey, I'm happy to talk about that. We can cover that. And of course, diet's a big one. We do have our own program here. But any questions, come and chat to us, and we'll try and get another one out quickly. So it's been a bit of a hectic week this week.
I'll try and get Wi-Fi from my nan and granddad so they can
Get 6 people.
get 6 people, yeah.
Or maybe we can get them to get their friends to do it. We'd like to hook them up with Wi-Fi as well, though. Yeah.
Those oldies. Alright guys, we'll talk to you next time. I hope you enjoy and have a lovely, lovely day.
I'll see you all later.
Bye!